right. So that one is live. I'm having a problem with YouTube. So we gonna be running the show, and folks on YouTube might have to wait until I'm able to get it on. There's something going on. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's streaming to it, and it keeps saying preparing. So I'm not sure what's going on. Or is YouTube working?
Are you wearing a red shirt right now?
Yeah, okay, YouTube is working. My bad. So we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm having technical difficulties. I had some computer upgrades and some stuff going on here, and then all of a sudden, some internet went crazy. I don't know what happened, but it seems like we're good now. We're streaming on all cylinders. So how's everybody doing? Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you shout. Brother, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm looking for you on YouTube is up. Rumble now is down.
Are you sure?
This is what I see, Jermaine. This is what I see. And you see right there where it say live? It's not showing live.
Oh, okay. I see. I see it. Let me go back here. I'm gonna have to do some quick slick work here. EC2. Okay. So we're gonna use this. I have for some reason there's an error going on in OBS. But I have a workaround.
Okay. You're going to have to probably
Nope, I ain't got to do nothing. I'm just going to add a different stream on here. I can add several streams. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just add it, and then I'm going to bow. So I should have connected to Rumble. Let's see.
You live.
We're live, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
button.
see? I knew it. Yeah. I wish I could show people the screen I'm looking at. It's literally saying Rumble, and it says stopping on there. And it's literally an error on the program. Literally.
Okay,
but that's what it is. So, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Jermaine?
I'm doing fantastic. Came back from a run. Let me tell you something. Got that cardio working. Let me tell you, when you get older, that cardio is very important. Very important. Outside is beautiful. Spent time with the children. Got down to show prep, and I'm here with you guys right now. How about yourself?
Man, another good day. It was warm here in North Carolina. Got up to 76 degrees right now. I'm looking, and the weather is, God, I love these smartwatches. The weather is 69 degrees.
Man, 69.
Right now it is 69.
Yeah,
yes.
that's my temperature right there. It's a beautiful temperature, let me tell you. But it's a temperature right for Mr. Botsio. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We got a lot to discuss tonight. All right. For the folks who've been bombarding me, and I know I've been bombarded for probably the last 2-3 weeks. You're gone on my page. You think somebody hacked me. Ain't nobody hacked me. All right. I'm followed by a lot of folks. I'm followed by a lot of boomers. I'm just going to be very honest, right? I love boomers, right? My parents are boomers. I love y'all. Love y'all. But let me tell you something. You guys have a certain trait that it is kind of like, the liberal left in a sense. I'm a guy where I see the world, and let me go ahead and describe it like this. I am a human being that uses a conservative mind frame to see the world. And the reason why I use a conservative mind frame to see the world, because it is the most rational, sane mind frame I believe a human being can have. I want folks to understand that. I'm not an ideologue where I am staunched into a thought box. I'm a rational human being. I want folks to understand this. I don't agree with a person 100% of the time. I don't. If you do, there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. Yeah, you can get mad all you want. But if you do, there's something wrong with you. I'm going to say this one last time. And it's very simple. I don't understand why people can't get it. I support the president. I supported him the first time he ran, the second time he ran. Every time they went and tried to impeach him, all the BS stuff, I supported all through it. I went and ran my mouth, stood on 10. Because I supported the positions he was making. He made a position that I don't like. I'm a man. Hold on, let me say this again. I'm a man. I'm not a kid. I'm a human being. I don't agree with that position. Does that mean I want him to fail? Nope. Does it mean I hate him? Nope. But I should be able to, as a human being, be able to express my disagreement without being labeled by idiots, buffoons, people who can't think straight, a leftist loon, a buffoon, or something else because they don't agree with my opinion. So with my disagreement on that one stance that he's had, and he had various stances that I've disagreed with, but apparently this one is the major one. That doesn't mean that I'm sitting here going to attack him or go against him. I want him to go and be successful. And if I can sit here and see a bridge that's out, maybe he don't know the bridge is out. I'm going to point out that bridge. I'm going to say, hey, sir, I'm on the train with you. The bridge is out over there. I know these people who are riding with you that you're paying and that are paying you too. I know that they ain't going to say nothing, but Big Daddy Jermaine want to say something. And if you're going this way, sir, I support you, but I'm gonna stay back on the side over here. I'm gonna get off the train here, but I'm gonna still support you. I'm not going on this left turn here though. I support you with every other thing that you're doing. You've done a fantastic job. This one, And you should be able to respect my opinion without bashing me, without calling me names, without being disrespectful. And if you can't do that, there's something wrong with you. So I want people to understand where I'm at. I love America. I have served in the U.S. Army. Hey, you can see it in the background right here. Honorably. I can pull this off right here and show you. Honorably. I have friends who are still in the service. I love America. I love Americans. I love my soldiers. And I don't want them to die in a foreign land. So you should be able to respect that opinion and move forward, just like I respect your opinion. That's it. Brother, let's go ahead and start the show. I got a fantastic show lined up. We got some folks who are here, and they're waiting for, the big finale closer to the end. But we're going to line up the load here just a little bit here. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. First one up, I want to go ahead and show you guys what I call worldwide ghetto vision. Let me tell you. There's a video that I found on the web. A lot of folks are sharing this around. And it's the main reason why I say family is important here in America. I want you guys to take a look at this. Some folks are calling it the McRib is back. Yeah, you guys should see it. They need to see it. Here we go. Make sure you share.
Oh, they jump. Oh, they jump. Oh, they jumping. Oh, that's buddy. Man, she's trying to get out that best buddy.
Man.
Oh.
They too.
Y'all stop.
Shut the fuck up.
That's enough.
Shut the fuck up. You ain't got nothing to do with that.
Oh. They running.
No gas guy.
There you go. So what do you got to think about this? Brother, let me tell you something. Fighting right in front of McDonald's like that, it got to be that the McRib is back. It got to be. Because black folks don't fight in public, do they?
That's our MO now. Acting ignorant, dumb, and stupid like this has become our modus operandi. How many people is shocked if it had been Asian? How many people would have been shocked
I would have.
if it would have been white? Who is really shocked that it's somebody black? We have become synonymous with doing stuff like this. And then when people expect us to do it and say and post memes, we don't have to tell you who it is. You already know. Black folk get offended. Well, start get offended at those in our community that's doing stuff like this. This is how you get offended. Get offended at this. Don't get offended when people call it out.
Nope. We shouldn't.
Buffalo. Look at this. Is this Queens? The black Queens?
Look at the black Queens fighting. This is
don't act like this.
I'm telling you, ghetto.
And she's spraying people with look like
she's spraying people with bear mace. It looked like. Look at that. It looked like bear mace. See, I knew there was a way to stop. See, you can't stop them.
Now somebody
you can't stop black women from fighting. Jamal, how do you stop black women from fighting if bear mace don't even work on them?
Tase and a good white officer.
I'm telling you, I would think a bundle of weave and a child support check. That's what I think. Boy, you have a bundle of weave and a child support check sitting there, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness gracious, let me tell you, they gonna stop.
This is humiliating.
They're going to stop. You know, it is. It's very humiliating for them to be doing this, but because of the way they have been raised, all right? No daddy in the home. These folks really, in a sense, don't care about their family, their last name, who they are representing. Back in the day, and me and you have spoken about this plenty of times. Back in the day, your father would whoop your ass if he caught you doing stuff like this. It would be a disappointment, a disgrace. All right?
Yes.
And the disgrace would hurt you more than getting your ass whooped. I want folks to understand that. The disgrace would hurt more than getting your ass whooped. But because in this new age of foolery, folks are being born in families that they don't want to be in. Folks are having children that they don't want. And based upon this, people have no pride in their family. No pride in themselves. So they go and disgrace themselves like this, where they're fighting on the ground, pulling hair, doing animalistic nonsense, and think it's okay. I want folks to understand. That's the only reason why they're doing this. If you had a good father at home, good mom and dad, this is the last thing you would want to do, because if it came back to them, besides the fast ass whooping you would get, the disappointment would linger with you. See, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 85. So I'm a 40-year-old young guy, if you want to say young.
I literally got you by 10 years. I was born in 75.
Yeah, 75, 85. You know what I'm saying? So, when we look at this, people like myself look at this, we remember from the time that we were born and in the adolescence, the parents were quite different. If we were outside fighting like this, somebody in the parking lot would probably bring out their belt. All of us probably would have got our ass whooped, probably been trotted back home. they would tell our parents, and then our parents would say, "Oh, you whooped their ass? Thank you." And then they would whoop our ass again. So you would get 2 ass whoopings. You'll get an ass whooping from the people that seen you acting up over there, and then you'll come home sniffling and mad because they'll bring you home. That's how nice they were back then, for the folks who don't know. Yeah, back then, if you were misbehaving, folks will whoop your ass there, and then they'll bring you back home with snot and stuff coming from your nose. Yeah. And then they'll tell your parents about what you did. And then your parents will thank them for whooping ya.
And
yeah.
beat you.
Oh, my mama. And then when they close the door, yeah, you're already crying, because when they close the door, you know you're getting that ass whooped. Last word, sir.
You know what, Jermaine? What this goes to show you is the single mother's experiment in the black community is continue to fail, and people are scared to tell them that they have failed. They have failed with this single mother stuff. It is an absolute failure. It's an absolute catastrophe, and they still want to continue to try to promote it.
Hey, thanks.
It's just pathetic. But people want to still do it. You got a girl out there that's spraying people with mace. Now, from the video, it looks like that she was trying to like break it all up because she was spraying. But then again, if you take a look, she was spraying and assaulting someone. She should be locked up.
Yeah.
That bear spray
is very damaging. It is.
Yes. So she should be charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Black women will find a way to take something and turn it into a ghetto weapon. And she needs to be charged, locked up for assault with a deadly weapon, because that's what she used in that manner, because she sprayed and kicked someone in the head. She needs to be arrested immediately.
Absolutely. Pulling that type of nonsense. I'm telling you, folks, it's very important that we're honest. We're very honest about this. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? I'm going to need your help. And if you can't share, I got to do some sharing as well to other platforms as well. All right. Next one up. I want to go ahead and show you guys a video that is very, very controversial. All right. It was released about 25 hours ago. Yeah, about 25 hours ago. By a comedian who goes by the name of Drewski. Yeah. He released a video, and it's of him dressed up like Erika Kirk. Now, Erika Kirk, she has a lot of stuff going on with her. We have people in the MAGA world, especially MAGA boomers. You guys are, have your own category there, MAGA boomers. MAGA boomers, in a sense, don't like people attacking Erika Kirk. They don't. And the reason why that is, in a sense, is because MAGA boomers come from an era where they had, in a sense, how could I say? They had respect. More moral aptitude to let things rest. I like that. Yeah, a moral aptitude to let things rest. Right? That's what boomers have. Hey, she's a widow. This, that, and the third. Stop bringing stuff up. They don't want to do that. In this day and age, right? That the folks that I would say, Jamal 50, I would say 50 and under. They don't have a mindset like that. They want to know the truth about everything. In the Epstein files and everything else, they all about conspiracies. They want to find the truth about everything. So that's why they're asking questions. Now, MAGA boomers, had you have just kept your mouth shut, nobody probably would be looking into Erika in a sense, right? They wouldn't. There would be no interest, and they would probably just let it go by. But the more you say, "Hey, leave her alone," right? You do that. You do stop it. There's folks out there, and I'm letting you know, they know how the internet works. They know how if there's smoke, there's fire. And they hear you doing that. They see that as smoke. They're like, why are the folks doing stuff like this? Why? So then they go ahead and look more into it. And that's why so many things like this are happening. Now, I want to go ahead and run this video. I just wanted to put that for a disclaimer. I want to go ahead and run this video. And when I come back, I want to discuss it. I want people to, relax. Yeah, just relax a little bit. Let down your hair. I let down my hair, Jamal, you let down your hair?
Man, I ain't got no hair, man.
You go ahead. Show them your locks. Show them your locks a little bit. Look at them locks. Look at them. Man, ladies and gentlemen, he got some locks on him. Look at them.
19.
Yeah, you let down your hair a bit.
Since 2016.
Let it down a bit. Don't get so uptight. And let's watch it. Here we go. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go. Droska. Erika Kirk. Here we go. Turning Point USA.
Get on your feet!
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids
look
that died
how
when
she
the
did the
USA
sign.
hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
That's like every white girl right there.
In what ways
my
have you
mama.
grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. We are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pup cup.
organic?
Yes, everything organic.
Do that dab. She do the dab and there's nothing coming from it. Oh my mama, I seen the dab.
3, 7. Oh, are you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your touch lifted. We're gonna.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we
Look at the
care
nigga in the
about
back.
this country. America is built on their backs. Yes. Because they are the ones who matter most.
Wow. So, there you go. There you go. You got Erika Kirk there. I mean, gosh darn it, the resemblance. See, people gonna get mad at me. You better stop it. You better stop. You better stop it. All right. Drewski, he put out this video. You know, just you could call it a mocking or a portrayal of Erika Kirk. I believe it was done in good how can I say good faith and good humor. But there's a lot of folks who took it very, very, very hard. They took it to heart. And they're not so happy about this. Brother Jamal, what do you think about this here? Was this over the top? Was it out of control? Or do people just need to lighten up a bit? What do you think?
One thing about the MAGA boomers, we recognize when people being mocked, and we recognize
you're not a boomer.
When
you're not a boomer.
Yes, well,
you Gen X, right?
Because, hello, yeah, I'm Gen X. However,
there you go. Okay, yep. Go ahead. Now you can speak about boomers. Go ahead.
Okay. However, the Gen X and the millennials are living on what the boomers built. And if this was okay, is it funny? For some it may be, but when people saw this, people remember this, the same people who will say calm down had a problem with this.
I was just, you stole it from me. You stole it. You stole that, Jamal. I don't like y'all. You gotta. He stole, ladies and gentlemen, he stole that from me. I was literally about to say that. My bad, brother. You too smart. Go ahead.
So when you see conservatives and Republicans that are upset, it's not that they are putting Erika Kirk on a pedestal where she can't be touched. The same jokes you can tell about her, you dang sure better have it so we can tell it about your side.
There you go. I
wouldn't dare
smart.
Do something like Michelle Obama being a man. He wouldn't dare do that. He wouldn't dare say he was Obama dressed up, or Michelle Obama dressed up as a man. But it's up to conservatives to stop grabbing their pearls, because it was conservatives who got mad at President Trump when he did this. See, people forgot it was these so-called weak conservatives.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of conservatives mad about that. Yep, and they were calling them leftist loons and everything else too. I never called them a leftist loon. I just called them weak.
No, they called
for
it
that.
Racist. They called Republicans conservatives who was upset said this was racist. Said this video right here was wrong. Okay? Now they expect the same conservatives who said when Trump and Republicans did this, oh, you supposed to laugh when it's back on us. And this is what Republicans and conservatives, boomers, are saying. No, you're not going to say it's okay to laugh at us, but you can't take the laugh back at you. That's what boomers are saying. Boomers aren't saying that she can't be laughed at like this. No, Boomers aren't saying you can't be laughed at like this, but if you gonna laugh at her like this, you better laugh at this. And this is what President Trump is woken up in MAGA. MAGA is no longer accepting you laugh at us and we got to turn our cheek while you can't take it. So the big blow up isn't that what he did toward her, because he didn't do anything right after Charlie Kirk passed. After the assassination of Charlie Kirk, he waited. I got to admit, he waited and then did, and he never mocked Charlie. When I was looking at the video, I didn't see him mock Charlie. He was joking on her, like, hey, this is okay, her. He didn't mock Charlie. He didn't do that. But my thing is, if you gonna do this video and laugh, you dang sure better start posting that video with Obama and start laughing. If one's wrong, the other one's wrong.
There you go. And I totally agree with you. You're very smart. You are. I always give you your credit. I really do. I was literally about to say that. I was going to say, remember that Obama video that was out, and a whole bunch of conservatives, were saying that there was nothing wrong with it, this, that, and the third, and the other side was upset. I said, this is the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. Now, Erika Kirk, she put out a message on, I was about to say Twitter, on X, all right? And she put, but if I did blackface as a part of a skit, I'd be canceled and called racist.
Which is true.
Which is true. But most of the folks that follow you and stuff like that ain't gonna care about none of that. It is what it is. It is part of that world here. Black folks are very they have a superpower. I've always said it. I said black folks have a superpower. They're very entertaining. Very good at a lot of stuff. They just got to put that superpower into good use. And this right here, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think that we should be able to censor anything like this. I think it's good humor. A lot of the times, we need to laugh about stuff that's going on in the world. A lot of people have seen the stuff that Erika Kirk has done. They think some of her mannerisms are weird. All right? And regardless of how you feel about her, you can think about her as Mother Teresa. This is what other folks think. All right? They think that she's weird. They think that, her patting her eyes all the time with no tears coming out is weird. There's thousands of videos on the internet of them, examining every step that she takes. That's how the world is now. Folks are going to point out things that you don't like. Does that mean it's untrue? No. It's just things that, so who cares? Hold
on, Jermaine. Let me comment on that real quick after you. Okay, I want to say this. A lot of this stuff came from Candace Owens trying to grift. I'm going to go and call it like it is. A lot of this stuff came from a lot of people started talking about, because Candace Owens started to grift because she tried to get on her anti-Israel, Israel Jew, all this crap, and that's where a lot of people start doing it. Okay, so when I want to say, well, all this question.
Yeah, I would say maybe she was a progenitor in a sense. The biggest influencer in a sense pushing it, I would say. Starting off. Yes. I did see it before her, but I believe she is not the progenitor in a sense, but the biggest influencer pushing it that was well known. She was doing that. I won't give it to her that she was the first, because I've seen somebody else before her.
On the right, I didn't see nobody on the right. People on the left, yeah, but not people on the right. When Candace Owens started
No, people on
the
there was a few small guys doing it. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, well I didn't see
there
that,
was,
so
but she was the main person, and it says the big one doing it. And if she's the biggest one doing it, she's probably going to get the credit for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because millions of people follow her. So it only makes sense for you to only tell me, oh, I only seen her that she did it. Yeah, I agree with you. Probably because she was the biggest one, especially on the right, who was doing it with her own accounts. And she, the way she rolled it out too was even like how can I say, like a tabloid type stuff. You know what I'm talking about, like National Enquirer type stuff. That's the way Candace Owens brought up the Erika Kirk type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's all this. I'm just asking questions, this, that, and the third, and then she's bringing in salacious stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then from there, you got so many other folks talking about it. Joe Rogan the other day was talking about how crazy Erika Kirk looks, and the stuff that she's doing is weird as well. Now, I don't know if Joe Rogan, in a sense, is doing it because it's a cool thing to do, which I don't think it is, to be bashing a woman. I don't think it's the cool thing to do. I think it's just something that he was able to point out and able to see what's going on. And I think that's where the divide is. When you are able to see certain things and point it out, some folks don't want you to do that. And I think that's wrong. I think you should be able to ask questions. Her husband died, and she so quickly was able to take TP USA over and stand it and things of this nature. Now, people grieve in all different ways. I've heard the whole biz, but all I'm saying, to me, it's a weird deal. For me, it's just weird. Now, some other folk got other opinion. I understand and I respect it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at, and I believe you should be able to ask questions. The older folks don't like that. And that's where the divide is. The younger folks want to ask questions. They absolutely do. And I only see younger folks asking questions. The older folks, they don't want to ask questions. Hey, let her be this, that, and the third. And, and which I understand. I understand it. I love you. I understand, but I don't agree. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you got something to say before we move forward, sir?
No.
Okay.
I said what? Okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had one more thing to say here.
I do got something to say. Hold on. I do got something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Everybody, please. We having a good show tonight. We started off a little late, but hey, remember, we still coming live. We're gonna be a lively debate tonight. Donate. Yeah,
it's coming. We got about 3 more subjects, and we're there. We're there.
Please. Donate
and it's going to be lively. This is very good because in conservative land, we need to have vigorous debates. We need to speak about things openly and be able to have a thought process and an understanding about things. That's the main reason why, we're speaking about stuff like this.
Yes.
Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Other shows, let me tell you something. The hosts always agree with each other through and through, which is fine and dandy. But that doesn't make for a good mental exercise, okay? Because the best thing to do, especially when you get older, ain't that right, boomers? When you get older, is to rest. Yeah, and to do things to help you critically think, right? Yeah, so that's why you're here. We critically thinking. Absolutely. Next one up. Next one up, I want to go ahead and show you guys a crazy liberal that has been caught up in legal trouble. And let me tell you something, I've seen plenty of these videos on the net. Take a look at this. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go. Here we go. We rewind it. Here we go.
I'm not going to have to say it out loud. I know. If I see any one of you and I have a loaded shotgun, I'm putting it between your eyes. Starts with Trump first, obvious. Count your days, presidential party. If I see any one of you and I know who you are, I'm not going to have to say it out loud. I know.
Fort Mill,
if
South
I see
Carolina.
And I have a loaded shotgun, I'm putting it between your eyes. Starts with Trump first, obviously, and then it goes down the line of power. So if any of you guys are coming across my path and I happen to see you, it will be your last days, presidential party. If I see any one of you and I know who you are, I'm not going to have to say it out loud.
Feminism emboldens women. I'm telling you.
I'm putting it between your eyes. Starts
you know
with
how
Trump
many women
first,
I know who can't do a single push-up?
So if any of you guys
but
are
yet
coming
they have
across
the
my
heart
path
to get
and I happen
online
to
and
see
speak
you,
like this.
it will be your last. Have a good.
There you go.
Count
So
your days.
we have this woman from Fort Mills, South Carolina. All right, Alyssa Hayes. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but Alyssa is absolutely crazy. She's crazy. Feminism has emboldened a lot of women to say dumb stuff like this. It has emboldened them to step out of reality. All right? There's a lot of women out there who've never held a gun. Actually, most women haven't held a gun. Most women can't even do a single push-up, let alone 5. I always give the test. Don't believe me? You try it. I say, hey, can you do 5 push-ups? When women tell me, hey, I'm strong, I'm making it, and they talking real rough and gruff like this, I ask them very simply. My son, 5 years old, he can do 17 push-ups. My son, 5 years old, 17 push-ups. Most grown women can't even do 1, let alone 5. And yet she is talking about killing and shooting the president and speaking rough about the Republican Party. Brother, what do you think about this?
She need to be punched in the mouth. See, one thing about feminism. See, at one time, and so many boomers know this, and I don't want to say this to all my baby boomers out there. Thank you for all you
I
have
love
done.
boomers. Hold on, I want to stop you right now because you're smiling. I love boomers. I'm very honest. I love boomers. And I love to tell the truth as well. Right?
Yes.
So just because I say a boomer this, a boomer that, doesn't mean I hate boomers. I love boomers. Listen, I have boomer crush. There's a boomer crush out there. A woman that has been in the movies. I'm not going to say her name. But if I do, some of these men will start going, whoa, Jermaine, I got to get up and move. Beautiful woman. She's a boomer. Boomers are beautiful souls, let me tell you. But I'm going to be honest. And if I have to sit here and say, hey, there's a group of people doing this, and I have to describe the group of folks, I'm going to describe them the best way I know how. Okay? And a lot of times when I'm describing certain folks, especially on the right, when we speak about certain topics, I have to say, I have to, use that word. Now, there's some folks who hit me up and say, Jermaine, that's a derogatory word for old folks. I said, stop it. Stop it. Go ahead.
Now, you also have to understand, Jermaine, I'm on the opposite spectrum of that. So
yeah, you close to boomers anyway, too. I told you that. I told you you're close to boomers.
I'm a child of boomer.
Yeah, you close to them, boy. I'm a child of boomer, too, but I'm a little further down. My daddy waited to bust.
But for me, when I say it, I will speak in a way of and a way of, hey, this is how I feel. So, yes, it's two strong different opinions. And as one is said, I got to say my opinion as well. That's what I was saying about the boomers. These women, these feminists, were done, and she's living off the grace of what boomers built.
Yep.
Convincing their dads and their others who voted that, hey, women need to be able to speak passionately and strongly when baby boomers and when the silent generation was like, no, we ain't having this crap. If this had been the 1960s, she'd been wearing a slap.
Oh.
Men
would slap back in the day. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, see, the thing, and oh God, people just donated Miss Yvette Roman, and Shayne 316.
I literally just looking at it right now. I got to give a few folks when you're done.
Okay, but the reason why she's able to talk like this is because she know nobody will run up on her and chin check her.
Yeah.
That's why she's talking like this. And if you run up on her and chin check her, she gonna go call the white establishment. She's gonna call the patriarchy to lock you up.
Yep. You better believe it.
People like her can run that mouth, but soon as you run up on them to check her, she calling ICE. She calling the police whom she won't ban.
Absolutely.
So that's why she talks slick like that.
Talking slick, and she is sitting in the comfortable position in her home with the phone running her mouth. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to J9000, Shayne 0316. I want to also give a shout out to John Lennon. Shout out to John Lennon. Shout out to the beautiful Kristen Walker as well. These folks have donated. And shout out to the beautiful Yvette Roman Spillman. Shout out to you as well. Very, very, very thankful. Thank you, guys. I'm just very honest about this. This woman here, ladies and gentlemen, is the product of feminism. It's the product of the culture that is screwed up. Okay? The culture that is screwed up has a lot of people living in the Lulu land. Okay? The Lulu land. Have you guys been to Lulu land? Let me tell you, you don't want to go. All right? You don't want to go. It's filled with people who are part of the cast of let me stop. But besides that, this woman right here, ladies and gentlemen, is only saying this because she doesn't fear getting her ass whooped or any repercussions. Okay. There's plenty of young women who are like her out here. All right. They believe that they can say what they want. They believe that they can hit anybody that they want, especially men. And then, get away with it and cry. Cry about oppression. And I want folks to understand the new thing for females to do, the younger women, is for them to cry about men, cry about oppression. Okay? Yeah, you don't believe me? Go ahead and ask the young ladies. They'll tell you. The young ladies are doing that, and I think it's so wrong. It is. Feminism has ruined their brains. It has ruined their prospects of them finding a decent husband. And even giving them a good, soft, and beautiful life. A lot of these women, when they adopt feminism, they end up turning ugly from the inside and out. They start dyeing their hair unnatural colors, right? Like booty hole green and, let me stop. Gonorrhea yellow. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, gonorrhea yellow and booty hole green.
How do you know
they
gonorrhea yellow?
They put it all in their hair. And then they'll tell you that, they don't need a man and this, that, and the third. Which is okay. Yeah, you ain't got to need a man, but be sane in the world. Last words on this here, sir.
The reason why she's able and she talks like this because she know nobody to come up and chin check her, because if you come up and chin check her, she gonna have you locked up. See, we have made these false assumptions that no society have ever said you got the right to say what you want and nobody has the right to do violence.
I don't know what society.
That has never been, because it is. You can say what you want, but you better have a hind part to back it up.
Yeah.
Because everybody ain't gonna say, look what we do, Jermaine. Look what we do. Sometimes we piss black folk off, black folk get mad. But me and you are like, hey, you run up on us, you gonna catch some fire.
Yep.
I'm
on my mama, you will.
And yes, I'm like, yes, I pray, but
word to my Ruger and my FN. I can tell you that.
And see, these liberal feminists like this, she depends on male men coming to save her. Mm-hmm. She depends on a man coming to save her.
You know it. I was watching a video on Law and Crime on YouTube. There was a woman. I want women to know how privileged and crazy you are. I want you to know. This woman, she didn't have to work. She was a stay-at-home mom. She was cheating on her husband while the husband was at work with a family friend, a man. I want you to understand. She became so enthralled in this affair, she decided to put a hit on her husband. The husband who has taken care of her and let her stay at home, right? And nowadays, I tell men not to do that because women will not nowadays. You better have her work. She stayed home. Had somebody try to kill her husband. Police caught wind of it. Told her husband. They set her up. They made it look like he was dead. She got arrested. When she got arrested, she literally was lying all the way through. She said, no, I never tried to kill him, this, that, or the third. They had her caught red-handed. And when she was in jail, you know who she called? Her first phone call. Do you know who she called to beg to get her up, get her out? Yeah, who Jamal?
her husband, and he better not been a sin. And he was a sin.
Oh, my mama. She called her husband. She did. The woman who tried to kill her husband. And then her husband said, you tried to kill me. She said, no, I didn't, I swear. And she started crying. He got her red and he got all film and everything. So I just want to point that out there. That's how privileged and they live in the Lulu land. And there's a weak man out there. Okay, there's plenty of them that would have bailed her out and said, oh, I forgive her. There's plenty of men out there who do that. That's why the women behave in that manner. And I want you guys to understand that. Let's go ahead and move forward. Women know what I'm talking about. Women are very smart. They're very keen. They're not a dainty flower like how the Disney films portray. Not at all. A lot of times you come to a woman acting like a pussy. She'll look at you and read you like a pussy, and she won't respect you. Don't believe me? Ask plenty of men out there. They'll tell you. The women will tell you too. Moving forward. Next one up. I want to speak to you guys about a growing trend. Now, this trend, let me tell you something, is a trend I like to see. Now, I know there's going to be some folks out there who are going to disagree with me, and I understand that. I totally do, but I respect your opinion. The growing trend is of Christian pastors coming out against the war. All right? There's a famous Christian pastor who came out and put out a video, come from Liberty Freedom Church. And the video is called Fruit of Christian Zionism is Endless War. I want you guys to take a look at this when it comes back. I want to get you guys' take on it. I want to know what you guys think about what he is saying. Here we go.
Without Schofield and the doctrines of Christian Zionism, America would not have fought all of these endless wars for Israel, escalating exponentially in the first administration of G.W. Bush and climaxing in 2026 during the second administration of Donald Trump. Without Christian Zionism, our servicemen would not be dying in the Middle East in a legal and unjust war against Iran today. Without Christian Zionism, our U.S. Congress would not be bribed by AIPAC and the Israel lobby. My prayer is that what Satan intended for evil, this illegal, unjust war of aggression against Iran, God will use for good to awaken America's churches to the Zionist bewitchment over them and return them to the glorious, everlasting new covenant of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Bow. There you go. There you go. So we have that message there. Now, that's a message that a lot of Christian pastors have been putting out. All right. There's a lot of Christian pastors out there who are not in favor of the war. Now, Brother Jamal, what do you think about what he said here? What is your take on it?
You know what? This anti-Israel stuff is the lowest hanging fruit that these people keep reaching over because they want to believe this conspiracy, this Israel is behind everything. Israel's behind everything. He's not a conservative. He's a constitutional party. This is the thing. He's a constitutional he's not a constitutional. He's a constitutional party. His views. It says to keep or not to keep. Why Christians should not give up their guns. Okay, he's a constitutionalist. He's not a conservative. Now, everybody wants to keep saying these unjust wars. What is an unjust war? What is an unjust war? And people keep saying, well, he didn't go to Congress to get Congress approved. People keep throwing this red herring out, but people need to listen. The last conflict we went to the Congress and had approved to fight was World War II. You know, December the 7th, 1941, the Empire of Japan brutally attacked the United States of America Navy fleet. That's when Franklin Delano Roosevelt stood in front of Congress and said that. We didn't have, my daddy is a Korean conflict veteran and a Vietnam conflict veteran. Guess what? Many people are Desert Storm and Desert Shield conflict veterans. So when people say this crap about he didn't have, it's an illegal war, what makes it illegal? It sounds good to say that, and it gets people riled up who wants to hear it. But like you said, tell the truth and ask people, what do their words mean? What make this unconstitutional? What make this illegal? Well, he's bombing Iran. Iran has been at war with America for 47 years.
Okay,
and
so
America
let me go
finally
ahead and
struck
add something to it. So the main, I believe the main message to this here is more of the Zionism and how Christians view the state of Israel. That is, I believe, the real message behind there, because there's a lot of Christians, and they believe that, especially the ones in power, they believe that if you don't support Israel and Israel's people, you're not going to go into heaven. You will not be blessed per their, the way they see the world and the way their ideology is. Now, he's saying that based upon that Christian Zionist view, okay, is the reason why there's endless war, because they want Israel, all right, to be, number one. Can you speak to that rather than, I understand what you're saying, but that is more of that message than
okay.
That.
Well, since I got to speak on it, let me take my hat off because I'm not allowed
yeah,
to talk
because
scripture with my hat
that's
on.
why I wanted you to go to, because I know you're into scripture and all that. So, just speak about that, the Christian Zionism, how Christians have, there's a lot of, conservative Christians and Republican Christians who have that belief that if you don't, support them, that, the Bible says you need to support them, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Number one, Genesis 12:3, I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. He was talking to the people of Israel. Then when you go to Psalms 122:6, invites divine favor when Jesus Christ, when God said, hey, these people are my people whom I set aside. Now, a lot of point is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's God Almighty, came in the flesh of a Jew. That little key point is what a lot of Christians point to.
So do you believe? Let me stop you right here, because I know where you go. Do you believe that based upon that view, that should be the reason why we need to support Israel? That's the crux of it. I'm just trying to get to the crux, because we got the stuff to speak about at the end. So I'm trying to get you to where we need to hit. Go ahead.
They're an ally. The same way we have allies in NATO. What was it? Article 5. If NATO get attacked and we found out they won't back us up in the last thing, Article 5. They won't back us up. They didn't back us up in the Gulf War. And I'm not talking about Iran, this Iraq thing. I'm talking about Iran. I'm talking about Iraq. And they all keep coming out against America. Every time America move on somebody, NATO keeps saying, we ain't. But when Russia kicking in Ukraine door, America help us please. Okay, so when Israel, we are their biggest ally. Israel is the only democracy or a country that looks a type of reflection to America in the Middle East. So yes, we're going to help them. They're an ally. And for these people,
so I get that. So based upon, let me make a very simple question. Do you believe that the ideology, the belief, once more again, that because it says in the Bible that you need to help and support Israel and the people of Israel, or you won't go to heaven, do you think that is a key driving factor of the reason why a lot of conservative Christians and evangelicals are supporting the war? Very simple question.
Not only because that question has
don't think that is a key factor at all?
No, because that's a false premise. It has nothing to do with Israel. This has to do with America and the 47 years we've been fighting Iran.
Okay, well, Mike Huckabee.
That's what
I should play Mike Huckabee, because Mike Huckabee has a difference of opinion on that. He believes that that area is owed to Israel, and he speaks about what's in the Bible and things of this nature, and he's the ambassador. So I understand what you're saying, but the people who are in charge, they don't think they're not expressing it in that way. And if they're speaking like that, I mean, one can only deduce that could be a driving factor if they're bringing the scripture along with foreign policy. I mean, my goodness gracious.
Well, here's the hold up.
Go ahead.
I gotta push back. We can't 1 second say we need to go back to America when we were strong and we before the Obamas and before the Clintons and stuff, and put America before Jimmy Carter, and then try to take and pick apart. When Reagan was in office, when we had one and we hit Iran then. See, people forgot. This ain't the first time we had to put Iran in a place, and they learned their lesson.
I want you to strictly speak about the. I'm just sorry because this is strictly about the ideology. I want you to get. We understand about them helping and all that.
Israel,
just the
Israel
ideology. I want you to speak about the ideology. How there's some. Do you believe some folks have that ideology? And
yes,
okay.
I have that ideology.
That's it. That's it. Because and I trust me, Jamal. I understand. I totally understand what you're saying. You know, we need an ally and this, that, and the third. I totally understand. It's just that the reason why I'm harping on this is because the people in power are the ones who are speaking about the stuff in the scriptures. Okay, that if they weren't speaking about it, like Huckabee, who was on Tucker Carlson, and I don't know why he would bring up scripture when it comes to foreign policy. In my eyes, he shouldn't be doing stuff like that, because anybody who has that seat could all of a sudden. How about if one day we have a Muslim president? That he's using Muslim, the Quran, and also I don't want any of that type of stuff going on. So this is that's kind of my issue there. That foreign policy shouldn't be driven by scripture at all. It should be driven by real world situations and mutual respect in a sense. Last words on this here before we move forward.
I would like to thank John Lennon. John Lennon, thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page.
Absolutely.
PayPal.
Shout out to John
Lennon. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through PayPal.
PayPal. Shout out to John Lennon. My God.
So my thing is this. We'll wrap it up in less than 20 seconds. If you will let me or you choose me, and I tell you these are my beliefs, yes, I do believe Israel, and I do stand believing a strong ally with Israel because of Scripture and because of their standing in the Gulf, then that's the thing. We voted for President Trump. We knew he was a great supporter of Israel until it became popular to be anti-Zionist.
No, I don't think it became anti thing here, and this is where I disagree with you on. I believe that it's because of the war. You know, he ran on, I have plenty of videos of him running on no war. J.D. Vance said, hey, this is the peace ticket. If you vote for Kamala and this idiot over here, we're going to have World War III, this, that, and the third. And based upon that, to war, and then we're talking about not being able to build a border. It's people, in a sense, feel like, especially if there's folks on the right end, I think they have, I think they should be validated in a sense where they believe some of their promises that the president put out he didn't fulfill, especially the one about the war. And I think that one was probably the biggest one there. Now, I understand. Hold on. I'm going to let you speak here. I understand that, in a sense, a situation could happen where, we have to, in a sense, right? But, there's a lot of folks who don't believe so. And because of, I think, the pushback from people in the cabinet of Trump, and then people resigning just like that, it has also bolstered that feeling of folks not being able to, get that campaign promise filled. Go ahead, last words.
One sentence. President Trump stood in front of a crowd, and I never forget they criticized him about this because he had children. What did he say he would do to Iran? He would bomb the what out of them. President Trump said, if Iran even came close to having a nuke, I will bomb the out of them. And everybody cheered. So he is keeping a campaign promise. Donald Trump said during the campaign, he will bomb the out of Iran. He says, I will make sure that they wouldn't exist. I will bomb the out of them. Have people forgot Donald Trump said that in the 2024 election when he was running?
Perfect. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. See, did I tell you? You see how folks? Yeah, you see? You see, it makes for a better show when you have a little disagreement. It certainly does. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. You see, we have to have this type of conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We have to, right? Next one up. Oh, some folks gonna be upset with me with this one too. Jesse Ventura calls on Barron Trump. I want you guys to take a look at this. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I want to get you guys' take on it. All right, and then after that, we going into business. Take a look. Make sure you share.
Well, here's how I feel about it. There's a simple thing as a leader, and you know this having been in the military. Trump wouldn't know it because he's a draft-dodging coward. But anyway, it's this. A war is justified if you're willing to send your kids. Because how can you send somebody else's kids to a war if you won't send your own? So I'm calling right now for Barron Trump Donald Trump's son, after all, he's had 3 wives, he's had kids by each wife, and nobody's ever served in the military. To my knowledge, a Trump in the last 100 years has never done military service. Well, Barron, you can change that. Enlist in the United States military right now. Do something your father didn't have the courage to do. Do something your father didn't have the patriotism to do. I want to see a Trump in the military. Everybody in my family has served, so I think I can say that with all due confidence. Come on, Trumps. Don't just reap the benefits of this free world. Somebody put on the uniform, and that's you, Barron. And I heard the excuse that Barron might be too tall. David Robinson served on active duty. He was 7 feet tall before he ever went to the San Antonio Spurs basketball team. David Robinson went to the United States Navy Military Academy. He's one of my officers, not directly, but he would have been.
Jesse Ventura there doing his best.
Wow, so I'm going to stop it right there. Jesse Ventura. All right? People at TYT, they're nuts. Hassan from TYT, I've spoken to him various times. I've had a nice little run-in with him. Hassan from TYT. He is, I believe he's the nephew of Shayne Cougar, the guy who runs TYT, the Young Turks. But Jamal, this young man, he's not young, Jesse Ventura, he's came out and said that he believes that if the war is that important, Trump should be able to put his son into the war. He said he should be able to have some skin in the game. Now, Jesse Ventura says everybody in his family has served. He says that Trump is a draft dodger. And he goes on to say some colorful remarks. All right. What do you think about what he says? Do you agree with his premise in a sense where he says that Trump should have his son serve if the war is that important? What do you think?
That is the biggest red herring that you can ever have someone say. When Barack Obama was bombing and he was using drones, he didn't put Melania, Mika and Sharika, I forget their names. You know what I'm talking about, the Obama daughters. They weren't in the military. Matter of fact, when you had George Bush and we went on the first Gulf War, George Bush Sr., his son had previously served, but none of his grandkids was over there. When George Bush did the first Gulf War, he didn't go over there. So this herring goes, he should send his kids. First of all, Barron is not a prince. The king would send his son, the prince, out to fight with the king's guard, so he could be a fighting, so he would have the respect. That's number one. Number two, when I keep hearing people call President Trump a draft dodger, what about Bill Clinton?
He a draft dodger too.
What about Joe Biden?
He a draft dodger too.
So when I hear conservatives try to...
You ain't getting no...
Look, so truth be told, we haven't had a president who served in the military since George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
George W. Since we had W. And then what ruined Dan Rather was he tried to say he didn't serve and passed a fake story off to say that Oh, and the man literally said when Dan Rather questioned him, why did you say he didn't serve? Because I knew you would believe it.
Mm.
And it ruined Dan Rather's career. He had to retire because he looked like a fool. This thing about, well, why don't he send his kids? Barron's not a prince. So he doesn't have to get on the battlefield. And you know what? There are many presidents. Biden's son, he got kicked out of the Navy for being a cokehead.
Yeah, but do you think,
So-
just playing devil's advocate here, do you think that it would be, let's say if he made Barron join, do you think that would bolster Trump's, poll numbers and also, make people think, question, his decision against? If he's able to, if he say, you know what, this war is so important for our civilization and the way we live, I have to send my own son to fight. That's why I'm asking you to send your children. Don't you think that would be a gosh darn the best thing ever? It would be a morale booster.
It's moronic, and I'll tell you why it's moronic. Number one, if the president's son does join the military, he will have to have Secret Service and other people around
why not?
him. Because if he gets shot down, you know for a fact, Jermaine, if he has a combat MOS, if he gets captured, that compromises the president. Number one. Number two, if he doesn't go to a combat and get some desk job, what was a 92 Sierra, where he's serving stateside, they're going to say it's a farce. Oh, you didn't put your son really in it. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And if you get down to it, Republicans aren't sitting up here demanding this out of President Trump. The only people that's demanding this out of President Trump is these Israel is doing it all. Those people and liberals. And liberals didn't demand Barack Obama saying, what's her name? Rashima Taluma Sasha Malana. That's who it is. They didn't demand he send Sasha Malana when President Obama was drawing people. Nobody demand he send cokehead Hunter Biden to Ukraine. My bad. He was already there.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. These folks never said anything with these other presidents doing that, and I totally agree with you. But they're doing it now. And I think, I do believe in a sense it would probably be a good morale booster. But the thing is, they've been saying Israel been saying Iran's been close to a nuclear weapon for about 10 years now. Let me go ahead and play you something here real quick, because I think this is very telling. Because it's the same song and dance that they've been running for a very long time, and it's the reason why a lot of folks, in a sense, still have a hard time believing that Iran is, a threat in a sense. I believe China is more of a threat than Iran, but let me go ahead and show you guys this real quick. And then we shall begin our contentious debate here. Let me go ahead and show you guys this. And this starts from 2021, but this has been going on there's another one that shows actually for 12 years, but I believe it's longer than that. I want you guys to take a look at this here.
At higher levels, 20%, even 60%. In small cases, it's using more advanced.
So this is them running with the same scheme that Iran is so close to having a nuclear weapon. My nuts hurt when I keep hearing about this. I want you guys to take a look.
At higher levels, 20%, even 60%. In small cases, it's using more advanced centrifuges. We're now down, based on published reports, to a few months. If this continues, if they can...
A few months. This is in 2021.
Continue to enrich at the levels and in the ways that they're doing, it will get down eventually to a few weeks. So that is a concrete problem. We have an interest in putting that nuclear problem back in the box, because an Iran with a nuclear weapon or with the ability to produce fissile material on very short notice to get one is an Iran that's going to be an even worse actor.
Iran has rapidly accelerated its nuclear program and reduced cooperation with international inspectors. Their breakout period is down from about a year, which is what we knew it was during the deal, to just a few weeks or less.
Iran.
You heard that in 2020, a few weeks or less. No other president could get the folks to pull the trigger. Israel couldn't get it. Let's go ahead. 2023.
The world's largest state sponsor of terrorism has directly or by hiring criminals mounted assassination attempts against dissidents and high-ranking current and former U.S. officials, including right here on American soil.
The president will not tolerate attacks on American troops.
There you go.
And neither will I. Our teammates were killed by radical militias backed by Iran and operating inside Syria and Iraq.
Yes, it is true. Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than ever before. If they chose to get a nuclear weapon, could probably get one within weeks.
Wow. So there you go. Now, if you were to just use common sense, you would think that these folks, they've been searching and trying to win approval of the public, and they've been trying to get it started for a very long time. And they finally got somebody who would do it. Last words on this. And then we'll start and we'll begin.
That was the Biden administration. 21, 22,
but before you answer, because I know you're going off base here. The reason why I played this is because of they've been running with the same nuclear the same nuclear business for decades. For a decade, they've been saying this, that we've been close. In 2021, he literally said that there are only a few weeks to a few months. This is 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Till now. So I just want you to just speak on that. Speak on why they keep saying it from year to year to year to year, no matter what president is in. Go ahead.
No, you can't. You can't do that. You showed a clip that somebody put together, and it was all during Joe Biden presidency. When the previous, hold on, the previous president, which was Donald J. Trump, blew up Soleimani. He blew him up, and Donald Trump said, when you show people saying Kamala Harris, because I can do the same thing with this clip right here, showing. I
don't know if you're getting what I'm saying here. I'm
saying
saying that if they've been running this scheme for that long,
it's not, Jermaine. It's not a scheme. People have been trying to connect Israel to this. This is not a scheme. That was the Biden administration who did nothing. Donald Trump told you when he was running in 2024.
I have another one that shows 12 years. I can play that one. My whole thing behind this, Jamal, is that for decades Israel has been trying to get Iran.
No,
to go
Israel
to war.
Has not been trying to get Iran.
Yeah, well, each one of them, they've all been alluding to Israel, and they've been also alluding to quote unquote Iran having quote unquote nuclear weapons, and a lot of their intelligence comes from the Israelis. Go ahead. Why don't you finish up so we can get the other one done? Okay. I just want you to speak to that. Just why is it that they're always doing that?
Well, here's the thing. That's an assumption that people have made. It's them Jews. It's the Jews. It's Israel.
Okay, screw Israel. How come they keep saying? How come each year for 12 years? And I mean, I could go ahead and play. How come each year for 12 years that they're always saying that Iran has nuclear weapons and they're this close to doing it?
Okay. Last week we just
irregardless of Israel. Don't bring Israel in. Just why?
How about Israel? Iran told people they was not developing intercontinental ballistic missiles. They fired 3, and they tried to hit the American base in the Indian Ocean. That proved what people had been saying about Iran. Iran have been developing intercontinental ballistic missiles to the point they can threaten anywhere in Europe. They can hit London, Paris, Berlin. They can even hit Moscow, Madrid. So it was proven factual that the danger Iran posed, it's been proven factual. That's not Israel. That's what's been going on. And for 47 years, from Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, who actually sunk their navy the first time, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Obama, Trump killed Soleimani and bombed him, Biden, then Trump again.
You're a good talker. I mean, we've gone all around. I haven't got what I'm asking you for though. I haven't. You haven't. You haven't. You're a very good talker though. I'm asking very quick. It's a very easy question. All I'm asking is how come every year they're saying that these folks are this many months close to a nuclear weapon, and nobody has done it except for this man. How come that? And if they were that close for that many years, I'm just a simple question. I'm letting you talk, but I just haven't heard it. Is it because they were close to it, or is it because they had intelligence that was off, and each time they were saying it, they thought they were telling the truth? I mean, I just want to know. I'm just a simple guy asking a question. I know about all the other work. I just want to know why are they keep saying the same gosh darn thing year after year for 12 years. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking anything else from y'all.
And they had and it was proven they had 60% enrichment. Iran said they had 60% enrichment. Iran said they had enough to make 11 atomic bombs. Not what we got, but they got enough to make Hiroshima and Nagasaki style atomic weapons.
Okay, so my final question to you. So with everything you're saying, Mr. Nuclear Scientist, with everything you're saying, and this guy here, all right, in 2021, I forgot what his name is, but I know that he's in a higher pay grade than me and you. He says that these folks were months away. If these folks were months away, how come the folks that were months away and it was that urgent, how come they didn't go and kill them? And how come Iran, with months away, and this is 5 years ago, how come they didn't just gosh darn start nuking everybody? You know, since they were so close. What stopped them from doing it? Can I ask you?
Because they didn't have the technology to deliver it. That's the problem. You can create it, but you must be able to put it in a warhead. You have to be able to put it in a warhead to deliver it, and they couldn't do that. They couldn't put it in a warhead to deliver it. Now they can do terrorism and give it to. So
you mean to tell me they couldn't buy? That's not what I'm hearing though. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead and move forward. We just gonna leave it right there. We'll come back to it another time. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be speaking about Mark Robinson, because me and you could talk about this for the next 20 minutes. So I want to at least get this sucker done. Next one, we're going to speak about Mark Robinson. We have another one, but there's not enough time. I want to make sure that at least we have a good discussion on this one. Mark Robinson, he was in the news last week, and it's because he was on a podcast. All right, and in this podcast, it was a Christian podcast. He sat down and spoke about his addiction he had. I don't know if he still has it. I don't think he does, but addiction he had to porn. All right, and some of the stuff that he put on a website under the alias Black Nazi. All right, he came on to the podcast, admitted to his addiction, and admitted to some other things. And from there, the liberals have been going wild with it. And I want to speak to you guys about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Tonight, former North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is speaking out about his post on a pornography website. This is the first time we're hearing from him about this. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens. In a podcast interview released today, Robinson said there is some truth to the allegations that he previously denied. WR's Flynn Snyder is live in downtown Raleigh. Flynn, Robinson said he lied to protect people tied to his campaign, including President Trump.
And Gerald, Robinson once worked out of this office. Now he's coming clean about the campaign that derailed, the allegations that derailed his campaign and led to a failed gubernatorial bid in 2024.
Mark Robinson breaks his silence.
You know, I won't say that I completely lied. Some of the things about the whole story, some of it, there's some truth to it.
In a 90-minute interview on After the Call, a podcast from an organization called Real Truth Media, Robinson said he has an obsession with pornography and sex.
And I don't know where that fascination came from in my life, but that's something that followed me as a young man, this obsession with pornography.
It's been roughly a year and a half since CNN reported Robinson made racist and lewd comments on a pornographic website. Reports alleged Robinson used an alias, called himself a black Nazi, and called for the reinstatement of slavery. He denied those reports then.
These are not my words. This is simply tabloid trash.
Tonight, admitting he lied to protect people tied to his campaign.
But I certainly don't want to be the person that cost the president of the United States the election. Didn't want to cost anyone else their election. There's no shame in someone who was once a thief who no longer...
Now out of office, he wants to use the experience as a lesson for young men.
And that's what we've got to get. We've got to get our young men to start seeing how damaging that type of lifestyle is.
So Robinson went on to say that he feels like he let down an entire state. Asked if he had to go through this again, Robinson said he would react the same way. Flynn Snyder, WRL News, live in Raleigh.
Wow. So there you go, Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson. Now, how can I say? I heard about the allegations a long time ago, and because of the political cycle and because of so much information coming out every gosh darn day, I forgot. Yeah, it was put on the back burner. It was gone. And when he did this podcast, it kind of reignited, that fire that was in his backyard. Brother, what do you think about this? I know that you've had some run-ins with Mr. Robinson. Besides his admitted addiction or affliction here, he has been a stand-up brother. What do you think?
You know what? This is why I despise WRAL, and WRAL is a liberal Democrat trash. Just because I'm late coming back from work, let's say I'm going to use this for an example. If I come home late and the neighbor tells my wife I'm having an affair, I may be coming home late because I'm going to the bar and get a drink. That don't mean I'm having an affair.
Yeah.
And what they did was they added to it. Just because he was going and watching porn online don't mean he was saying I'm a black Nazi. And what they purposefully did was they showed a part where he said he lied. Well, what did he say he lied about? If they was to actually play the interview, he said, I didn't say those things they said I was saying, but I was watching it. Was he watching it before he got saved? Because that matters. And what they maliciously did, WRAL and liberals in North Carolina wanted to make an example out of Mark Robinson. They wanted to make an example out of him, and that's what they did. Just because you guilty of one thing don't mean you guilty of another. I'm going to tell you right now. Have I ever watched porn? Sure did. What's my favorite? Asians. That don't mean I'm watching kiddie porn. That don't mean I'm watching tranny porn. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, just because you doing and watching one thing don't mean you watching another. And that's what they did. What they did was the person who owned the shop, because in Rocky Mount, we used to have a place called Tape City, okay? In Rocky Mount, North Carolina, where I grew up and I lived majority of my life, had a place called Tape City in Sharpsburg, North Carolina. Tape City, where you get all the porn palace. And you know what? I would run in there. Anything new with Kobe Ty came out, you know what? Bam. I will go
Cherokee D ass.
Okay, so
go ahead, brother.
Because I'm
My
in
bad.
the pawn shop buying Kobe Ty, who was Asian, don't mean I'm buying an underage little girl who they sex traffic and put in the video. And that's what they did. They took one thing and loaded it up and put it on them. And that's what WRL just did to make people think, oh, it's true he said about the black Nazi. No, he didn't. He didn't say that. He didn't say, black people should be black in slavery. He didn't say that. What he said was he was watching porn. He would go to a porn site. Did he ever comment? Yeah, guess what? If I'm on a porn site and I'm like, hey, I like girls in tight jeans. Hey, put her in. Hey, I want to see her in tight jeans. If it's my favorite porn star, look at OnlyFans. Anybody ever been on where OnlyFans know you can request and talk to them, and they are older? Those people who've been on OnlyFans, people know that.
Yeah.
Okay? But if somebody tell you, Jermaine, Jamal, he was looking at porn. He was looking at underage black girls. Now, if you know me, that's a lie. Jamal was not looking at one, underage girls. Two, Jamal ain't looking at black girls like that. He's not. But Jermaine, okay, yeah, Jamal had a porn stash, but that wasn't it. And that's what they did to Mark. They took one thing, box carded with another, and say he did it. And WRL just purposely did that.
Yeah,
That's
and
exactly
Jamal, but playing, let's see here. Now, Mark, don't you think that in a sense, I know, porn has been here forever, and I totally understand it, and people do whatever they do during their, own personal time. But do you think that when he got called out
Jermaine.
he should have been honest. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Jermaine?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking when this came out, don't you think that he should have been quite honest? And also, do you think that him being in the position that he was in, do you think that he shouldn't be looking at stuff like this? Because, you know, a lot of folks say that porn desensitizes you. It also builds aggression in some males, and also, you know, for some folks, they believe that porn degrades women and makes men look at women in a different light. What do you say to that?
No, because what they accused him of wasn't true. If you tell me, Jamal, I heard that you behind a building smoking crack. If I'm smoking cigarettes, no, I'm not behind the building smoking crack. Now, if we were in an age where the media was fair, Mark Robinson could have said, I used to watch porn, but he couldn't, because if he would have, they would have excoriated him. That's why I love Mark Robinson. He's a friend of mine. We have took pictures together. We have actually held rallies. But he should have never came out and said that at all. Why? Because the people whom Mark was trying to convince and talk to people say, look, I used to struggle with this. I used to have this problem. It's no more. There were still the political wolves out there waiting to bite his flesh. Mark was a wounded animal, and there were wolves still tracking his scent, and they just waited for him to come out. And he came out, and they attacked him. He should have never sat there and said, he should have never came out with it, because it was a lie. The initial thing is a lie. Use this for an example, Jermaine.
Yeah, and I understand that too, but if this is where folks are saying that Mark Robinson should have been held, he should have held himself to a higher standard. And what they're saying as well too is that how can they trust him, in a sense, and folks who think like him, when he was able to watch something that degrades women, and also lie about what went on, and also him speaking really bad about black folks. They're saying that he said the black Nazi stuff, and that goes, a lot of black folks are saying that he doesn't like black folks, and he's really a black hater, because he was saying that on some sexual site, they're saying that Mark Robinson said that black folks need to be put back into slavery. What do you say to stuff like that? Do you think that that's detrimental, or do you think that all that was a lie and is just meant to exacerbate what he already admitted to?
What the same thing I said earlier. He didn't say what you can be guilty of something, but not guilty of everything else. You are.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Let me say this. You got a woman who goes out and tell her friends, my boyfriend, my husband is beating and knocking on me because your husband cussed you out. How many men just cussed their wife out, but wife went told people that he was beating and knocking on them?
Yeah.
How many men, how many women have went out there and lied on their husbands and boyfriends to try to get people to agree with her and give her pity when it was her? He came home and he was yelling at me. Why was he yelling at you? Oh, they don't want to tell that part.
No.
And the thing was, did Mark Robinson do these things after he was saved? No.
No.
Did he do those things when he was lieutenant governor? No. WRAL has came after Mark Robinson ever since he called them out when they tried to depict him as a Klansman. That's what they tried to depict him as.
How about this one? One? The folks are saying, Jamal, Mark Robinson went and lied. He lied for Trump. How can we trust him? He said that none of this stuff was his, and now he's saying that it is. How can we trust black folks like him?
Okay, Mark Robinson, because I seen the interview, he didn't say that was him. What he is clearly talking about, they accused him of watching tranny porn. He didn't watch that. He said he didn't watch that. They accused him of the black Nazi stuff. He said he didn't say that. This goes back to my point. I may be guilty of something, but I ain't guilty of that. Because I'm speeding don't mean I'm drinking and driving. Just because I'm speeding don't mean I was speeding through a child school district. What they did was he did watch porn, and they boxcarred a whole bunch of stuff, and he said he didn't do it. So if part of it is a lie, is it a lie? Let me ask you a question. The same standards they're going to put on Mark, let's put it back on the people who accused him. If you accuse me and part of what you accusing me of is an outright lie, is what you accusing me of a lie? Yes.
Yeah.
So what he did was he told the truth. It was a lie. Did they just simply say Mark Robinson was watching porn before he got in office, before he ran? No, they did not. They tried to make it look like he was going to the lieutenant governor office, shutting the curtains, getting out the Jergens lotion, and going to town.
I have another very important question. Does him admitting to the porn deal, does that take away credibility in his part from females supporting him? Because I know that there's a lot of females out there who they don't like porn. If they hear men especially watch porn or have a thing with it, they act they tend to shy away. Do you think that would be a problem? Do you think that would hurt Republicans in the future?
It shouldn't, because I'm gonna tell you something. There are some people, and I will say this: porn helps. This is how porn helps. If you have a wife that's sick and struggling with cancer, and you still sexually active, what you gonna do? Go buy a prostitute, or you gonna go down to Tate City and go get you brazers? Okay, and now people gonna be like, Jamal, how do you know all these sites? Cause Jamal know.
Yeah.
Should I go down and watch Mamacita? Should I go get the Mamacita
Pornhub or something?
Spanish girl porn? Should I go? While my wife is laying sick in the hospital and I just got visitor, but I'm sexually active, I'm feeling that sexual need. Where a woman will tell you, if your wife's sick, you shouldn't have any desire for sex. And simp men will be like, yep, because they want to get into her drawers. Instead of, nah, bro, you want to have sex. Perfect example. You and your wife get into an argument. You horny. You can't force yourself on her.
Yeah.
So what do you do? You pull up. If your state allow it, Pornhub or XX.com or OnlyFans, and you go to town and you sit there and you deal with it. That's what porn is for. Now, if it becomes an addiction to where you stop having sex with your wife, and then you start treating your wife different and like with hatred and animosity, and it ain't nothing wrong in a relationship. You just addicted to watching this, then that's a problem. But a lot of women don't like porn because it reminds them they ain't the best thing in your life.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I think that in a sense, porn, in my humble estimation, especially when it comes to him admitting it, I believe that in this day and age, I don't think it will hurt too badly. And the reason why that is because we're in the age of OnlyFans. Most people 45 and below, or I'll even go 50 and below, they know about OnlyFans. All right. The culture has been over-sexualized. So when somebody is talking about porn or watching porn, it doesn't get the same shock value as it did back then. You get what I'm saying? So when he is saying stuff like this, I don't believe that it will hurt as much, but I do, in a sense, believe that it will affect some folks, especially some evangelicals, because when it comes to that porn business and that nature, they believe that stuff is the devil and there's no coming back. But my humble estimation, and we're going to wrap this up here. My humble estimation is that I don't think he should have at all, admitted it. I think that he should have went to a Catholic priest if it was weighing down on his heart. We need to have Republican Catholic priests that have a nice church where Republicans can come in and confess there and get stuff off their heart without going to the public. Because when you go to the public, you go to the liberals, they're not going to give you compassion. They're not at all. They're going to twist every word that comes out of your mouth for their benefit. They're not even going to be rational or be sane when they hear it or they have a response to it. That's why I don't think it was good for him to do it. And then on top of that, it's exactly what you said, where you go ahead and admit to one thing, and then they're piling up everything else onto you. So now, instead of you just admitting to porn, now they're saying that, hey, you were watching dog porn, bestiality. You were watching kiddie porn. You were doing this, that, and the third. And so now you're into a different level of, how can I say, of a situation, in a sense, than you were once in. So that's why things of that nature, I wish Republicans to just, listen, we love ya. We understand, okay? A lot of the folks in the world don't. And especially in the world where we're fighting good versus evil, because that's exactly what's going on. I know they can put left and right and all sorts of other stuff, but really, at the end of the day, it's really good versus evil. And evil will never, ever, ever show compassion to good, but good shows compassion to evil. We need to understand that nature and act accordingly. Last words on this here, sir.
I love Mark, and I stand with Mark, and Mark did tell the truth. But what they tried to do was they piled some stuff on him that was a lie, and Mark said no. What liberals try to get conservatives to do is they try to get us to say, hey, Jermaine, were you sniffing cocaine, then smoking blunts and woolies? If you say, well, I just smoke blunts, well, how do we know you won't sniff cocaine? That's what somebody said.
Yep.
So if you admit to part of it, they still gonna box cause you say, no, it didn't happen. And keep it to yourself. If you sin, you fall short the glory, go to your prayer closet.
Yep.
Repent and get back up. You don't need to tell everybody everything. I love Mark. Mark is a true friend. But Mark should not have told people that. Whoever suggested that he do that and okayed it, I don't feel they had his best interest in heart.
Yeah.
I don't feel they did. Because there's no way dealing with liberal Democrats and WRAL, because I hate WRAL, finally got what they wanted. Something to smear, and all they keep running is Mark Robinson admit he lied. Mark Robinson admit he lied.
That's
They're
just
not telling
nonsense.
the whole story.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The liberals aren't going to give you any compassion. They're not going to portray you in the best light. And that's something conservatives have to understand, because the world is evil. It is. If you've done something that's weighing on your heart, and you need to tell somebody, you go down to your church. You go and call the Catholic priest. You sit there and you confess. And you stand up, dust yourself off, and you move forward in life. Going and confessing and doing it publicly and thinking that people are going to somehow show you compassion and understand, what position you were in and this, that, and the third. Good luck. All right? Good luck. The world doesn't owe you an explanation of why they don't believe you. So you need to use that as a common sense and act accordingly. And the best way to do it is exactly what we just said. You make sure you go and tell a Catholic priest, a pastor, a good friend, a spouse. You dust yourself off, and you go and do the right thing. And hopefully Mark has learned his lesson, and he will continue to do good things in his life. Jamal, I want to thank you so much for coming on in here. We are winding down 2 hours. We started rough. We did because of the internet and the OBS system here, but we were able to get it controlled and down, and since we were able to do that, my goodness gracious, it's been perfect ever since. So
we had a powerful night tonight.
Yeah, tonight was a nice
yes, it was.
Discussion night. And I like having nice, bold discussions like we had. Conservatives need to have that type of discussion with each other. Okay, not the liberal type of discussion where you're only speaking from your emotions and stuff like that, and you're acting crazy and you're calling each other names. You need to have good discussions where you respect one another and you're able to speak honestly, concisely, okay, to the point, so that folks can understand what you're saying and be able to, come against it or agree with it. Any last words for our beautiful crowd, sir? And also, we'd like to thank you.
You know what, Jermaine? As we look, as I look past and I look in our past and I look back, one of the reasons I believe the 4Js, because we used to be part of the 4Js.
Oh, yeah.
Things went awry. It's because instead of us respecting each other's difference of opinion, we didn't.
Yep.
and we argued behind the scenes instead of coming together and saying like we did today. You can tell where I stand when it comes to Israel. You can tell where you stand. But we're still able to have a show. I think we have matured, but I think because we had a powerful show. You, Will Johnson, Jay McCanny, and myself, the 4 J's. And if we knew now what we knew then, we would still be on that air. Just powerful. But we did not arguing with each other, arguing about stuff and not saying, okay, well, that's just how Jermaine feel. That's just how Jamal feel. That's just how Jay feel. That's just how Will feel. We really let something powerful go. Yeah. We live, we learn. That's why me and you are able tonight. I want everybody to sit here and watch what we did tonight. I know we're running late, but everybody, I want you to realize what we did tonight. We disagreed. We passionately disagreed. We came, but at the end of the day, Lord willing, we live and see next week. I'm going to be back up here for another episode of the Double Barrel Jays.
Absolutely. Next week, we will run on Thursday. This week. Okay. Wednesday, we were actually gonna run yesterday, but I had a furnace issue. My studio here is in the basement. My furnace is right here. All right, and I had a guy sitting there with his butt crack showing, working on my furnace. That I had to pay him a good $250.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was asking him. Yeah. My son, too. Don't you love children? Children are so honest. Let me tell you. His butt crack was showing, and he was working and fixing the furnace. And my son, he goes like this. He's pointing. He like, Daddy, his butt is showing. I say, hey. I'm hitting him like, hey, stop that. But he's like, I said, stop that. They that honest, let me tell you. So, yeah, and he was making a little bit of noise. I spent a good $250. Yeah, I spent a good $250, let me tell you. I was crying when I was giving up that $250. And the way these folks do it now, that back in the day, they used to send you the bill. Let me tell you, nowadays, he got the little handheld computer. Look, he was like doing this.
You paying me up front.
Yeah, he was like that. Look. On the computer, he said, you got a card? I said, you mean you ain't going to do me like the plumber? He said, yeah. So I had to give up that young $250. But it was good, you know. My brother got some heat, you know. But besides all that, you know, that's what it is. I like to thank everybody for coming on in here. We will be running a replay of this and last week's show tomorrow, all right, starting at noon. And then also, I haven't been able to drop the clip. I got a whole bunch of clips in a folder that's been sent to me. So you guys will be seeing clips dropping right and left. Please help us out. All right. Just pass it out and help us out, ladies and gentlemen. Please, oh please, oh please. And for the last time, I'm going to say this, because I know there's people out there who got, you know, wax in their ears. There's something going on with them. I don't know. But I want to let you know, I support President Trump. I want him to be successful. Just because I disagree with him doesn't make me a liberal loon. I want folks to understand that. Just because I disagree with him doesn't make me somehow a lefty now. Okay? I want to win. I certainly do. I certainly do. And I want to make sure I can do whatever I can to make us win. So if I see something that I believe, in a sense, is a problem, I'm going to speak on it. But that doesn't mean that I want the president to fail or for our country to go to hell. Use sense, all right? Use common sense. Brother, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on in here. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you too. You guys take care. Have a beautiful night. And we shall catch you guys here later for another edition of Conservative Nation Double Barrel J's. You guys take care. I love you. And good night.